One day I was teaching in the prison. You know, our جمعية send شيوخ to the prison to teach the Muslims there and to work in ad-da'wah also, to bring people to Islam, call them to Islam. So a guy, his name Tony. So Tony came to the lesson. He said, I can assist. I said, of course, yes. يعني we wait for these opportunities. I told him, of course, it's open for everybody. So he sat down, and then I talked about Islam, and then I called him for Islam, to embrace Islam. I told him, I invited him to embrace Islam. He refused. And the second week he came, third week he came, and every time I invite him to Islam, he refuses. And after a while, I stopped inviting him to Islam, and he was assisting to the lessons. We finished Al-Aqidah, we finished Al-Ridda, apostasy, we were talking about purification and prayer, and he used to come to the lesson and go, and if you see him, you think that he is one of us. To the point that sometimes he used to come, Salaam alaikum, Sheikh, and he's not yet Muslim. And sometimes when he wants to go, he says, okay, Barakallah feek, Sheikh. He's not yet Muslim. And then one day I told him, don't wait anymore. Why are you holding yourself back from embracing Islam? Say the Shahada, man. He told me there are 3 matters that if you give me the answer and I'm convinced, I will embrace Islam. The 3 questions was about the hijab, the second about jihad, and the third one was about polygamy in Islam. He told me, how come in Islam it is halal for someone to have more than one woman? So Allah Ta'ala helped me to tell him something that convinced him, Alhamdulillah, about the 3 matters, bifadlillah, and later on in the same session he embraced Islam, he said the Shahada. What happened is that I told him that nowadays the number of women exceed the number of men, or vice versa. Women are more than men. Mahek. So to start with, you have women and you have men. So to start with, you have, what do you say? Excess. You have excess of women. Isn't that right? I told him, take off from those men left, those men who are in the prison like you. So the men are what? Are even less, and the excess is even more. And take off those men, those who are killed in the battlefields. So the men are less and the excess is even more. And take off those men who love men. Understand? So the number of men decreased, and the excess increased. So I told him, if every man is satisfied with only one woman, so all of these excess of women won't have a man to live the rest of their lives with. Understand? And those women, they have needs, human needs, like sexual needs, for example. And they have needs to be accompanied by someone or to be living with someone. So if they don't have a man, and some of them, if not of all of them, some of them, they want to satisfy, let's say, their sexual needs. How will they satisfy their sexual needs? If they don't have a man, they might go search and pick a man that is already married. And this will do what to the society? Corruption. Isn't that right? Lots of corruption will happen. So I told him, if your sister or even your daughter was in this excess of women, what do you choose for her? To sell herself, or to fornicate, or to be the honorable, noble, respected wife, second wife of a man that is already married? Answer. So he said the second one. So he was convinced. Do you understand? And this will shed some light to the wisdom behind polygamy in Islam. So there is a wisdom behind every rule in Islam. If you know the wisdom or you don't know the wisdom, you surrender as a Muslim for the laws of Allah. If you know the wisdom, your iman will be stronger. If you don't know the wisdom, you don't say anything against that law that Allah Ta'ala made as good in Islam.